On table number 2 here, I think it's pretty close about calling or 3-betting. Ace, King, 9, and 8 doesn't play really good. I think if it maybe, but he's pretty short and 3x, so I guess it's pretty close. You can do whatever almost. So. But given that he seemed to be somewhat tilted, I think it's important to, like, when someone tilts, I think if they double up, they lose a bit of the tilt and start playing better. So I think it's good to like play a bit low variance when someone are playing tilted and 3-betting a lot of hands that they maybe shouldn't do. So you don't want to give them a rope to get back, I think. Or it's fine. So I'm fine now taking those close butts. The call on the flop is maybe on the lighter side and maybe too light, but when he checks the turn, snap checks behind on the turn, and I got a pretty honest image. I think I can rep like 9-7, or maybe you don't have to rep like 9-7 here, I think, to be good. I think I'm fine betting the river here, or I should bet like 220 here, and make him fold a lot of hands. Again, he's 3-betting and I call. He bets so small I cannot fold on flop here with 2 pair. Well, you can see here, his size is pretty small on the flop, and he sized it 250, the pot will be 950-ish, so he would just not get the stacks in, but if I call here and he shoves the river, I think I just gotta give him credit, because I don't got any spades at all, and it's a pretty light call on the turn, but given that he was pretty tilted, and has given up the river, usually, so I think it's okay to call on the turn, and when he gives up, I don't see any value by betting. I'm not sure, well, I think I would have bet here if I got a small flush, because then I didn't block like the king and queen, and he might have kings or queens out and do a spaz call. Again, he 3-bets a hand and put himself in some spots he shouldn't be in, so I'm fine with the way I played it. On table number 1, it's also a hand. I don't think I like my c-bets here when I bet like 47-7. I think the 60% is too small when I'm in race. I think I'm better off betting 60, or 55-60, because of he can just call so many turns or so many flops, and yeah. When he checks there, I think, again, it's pretty exploitable when I check behind the turn and bet so small on the river, so, but again, he doesn't seem to exploit it. He seems to be betting the rivers with the flush here, and therefore I think it's fine. He called me with jacks, and yeah, not the worst call I've seen. Got some poor kings, and I don't want to be 3-betting those 100 big blinds deep. I call with ace queen 10-9. The reason why I call and not 4-bet, I think, is to see a decent flop and just get it in, because he seems to see bet like every single pot in 3-bet, or seems so far at least. So like here I flop an ace and O guards, and even though it's a flush draw there, it doesn't change too much. I think I'm just fine getting it in. So I raise small, and the reason I can raise small, it seems pretty strong, and yeah, it might can work somewhat different, and I can be pulling off some cheap bluffs if it seems to work. So I guess you can say that this is you can make that race for a field to later stages. Let's say he folds here, I can make cheap bluffs later. So you get in with a gutter and flush draw, fine. I had 56% on the flop, so not a major favorite either, but I was a slight favorite. And I'm fine by the way I played a hand.